Good morning and happy Tuesday. So, you have completed day one, Monday's work, and I'm so proud of all of you. So, today we're going to continue on working on our standards and our learning intentions. And today we're actually going to go over some grammar and spelling as well. So, you have selected number one, which is watch the instructional video. And then after we view all of this, you should be able to complete numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5 without any issues. If you have any issues, please reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to give you any help that you may need. But hopefully this video helps you out as much as possible. So during this video, we're going to go over exactly what is expected of you to complete while doing numbers 2 through 5. So after you watch this video, you can quickly click Standards and Objectives, which will look like this. This is just to remind you of what all we're learning about this week, mainly the learning intentions and success criteria. So today we're learning how to describe characters in a story and explain their traits and motivations. That's definitely something that we're going to talk on today. The second one will be grammar. Today we are learning how to explain adjectives and how to use them in a sentence. And then we'll also do a little bit of spelling. We've been working on our phonics, and so this is just to help out with that. We will know that we're successful when we're able to describe these characters by explaining traits and motivations through a story, and we will also know we are successful when we can explain what an adjective is and how to use it. Once you've read over these, just to remind yourself of what you're learning this week, you'll go back to your classwork and move on to number 2. Number 2 is complete iReady reading interactive tutorial. And the way you will go about this is clicking on this down here, iReady. When you select that button, it will look like this. When you are ready to get started, you simply hit go. The story will then read the title to you, and you will simply hit go again. This is a little background on why Renee Watson, the author, wrote this story about a character with a strong sense of self. Just a little background. Simply click the green arrow. Now it starts the story. So what you'll need to do is the story is not read to you. You will be able to read it by yourself, or if you need a parent to assist you in doing so, then that is perfectly fine. As you're reading through the story, it's going to ask you questions or want you to fill in the blanks to complete the story. So once you have read this little part right here, you will hit the arrow and it will move on to the next part. So right here, it's going to ask you to fill in the blank of who, what, or which, whichever one makes the most sense to complete the sentence. So just starting from right here, so she can tell who is here and who is not, what is not, or which is not, just by looking across the room. From here, you will just select which one makes most sense, and then, for example, it would be this one. Because I got it correct, it will let me move on and continue reading the story. You'll continue to do so until you reach the end of the story. It will also ask you questions on the side like this, and it does read it out to you. You are also able to select the audio buttons right here, and it will read the answers to you as well. From here, how does Ryan feel about Miss Colby being replaced by the substitute? And then you would select the best choice answer that you believe is correct. Once you've read through all of this, done all of the interactions, you will finish the story completely, and hopefully you will have an understanding of this character named Ryan Hart. Once you've completed this entire iReady interactive tutorial, you'll be able to go back to the classroom work and move on to number 3. So number 3, you should have access to your Ready Reading books and your reader's notebooks. If you do not, then I will also have it linked on here so that you can do it online. So number 3 says complete Ready Reading grammar pages 404 and 405 in your book, or if you do not have access to your books, you can complete it online using page 180 and 181. Whether online or in your book, the page will look like this. So the first step that you need to do is read in the box. This is an introduction. An adjective is a word that tells something about a noun. It describes the noun, or it describes how something looks, feels, tastes, smells. So after you read through the examples, it'll give you a little bit more idea of what you need to do down here. You will read each direction through the guided practice and then complete numbers 1 through 8. You will also scroll down and complete the independent practice of 1 through 5. Make sure whenever you are completing these 2 pages that you are reading all of your instructions. For example, this one says for numbers only 1 through 3, choose the word in each sentence that is an adjective. So you will need to read the sentence and then select the adjective. But on numbers 4 and 5, what does the adjective in each sentence describe? So you'll have to actually select the answer that's describing your adjective within the sentence. And that is all you have to do for those 2 pages. When you have completed those, you move on back to your work, and then you are ready to move on to number 4. Number 4 is completing your reader's notebook spelling pages. Remember, this is just spelling, this is not grammar. So this is going over some phonics rules that we've been working on. So for example, number 4, you will go to Think Central if you are doing this online through your Clever. And then you will go to page 4, and it will look like this. You're sorting out your spelling words. So write each basic word under the correct heading. Your basic words, remember, are over here, and they are numbers 1 through 14. If you want to challenge yourself, you're more than welcome to do the review and challenge words as well. So for this one, we're working on the vowel R sound in air, spelled like air. Right here, we're working on the vowel plus R sound of in fear, spelled ear. Down here, vowel R sound in air, but it's spelled with E-A-R. And vowel plus R sound in air, spelled R with an A-R-E. So for example, I will help you with number 1. Number 1 says air, and it's spelled A-I-R. So we would need to put that one over here in the first box, vowel plus R sound in air, spelled A-I-R. And then you would do that for all 14. You are also more than welcome to try the review and the challenge at the very bottom. Once you have completed page 4, you will move on to page 10, like our instructions said. You can do so by hitting this arrow to the right, or you can type up here, go to page 10, and select the arrow. Page 10 is word towers. You're going to read each clue. Your clues are right here, 1 through 7. For this area, and write the basic words that match each clue. Your basic words being 1 through 14. So for example, a body part you use to hear. Well, we know that we hear through our ears. So I would look through my basic words, and I would find on number 13 it says ear. So I would put E-A-R. I would do the same thing for number 2 and number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Once you have completed this, if you would like to try the challenge at the bottom, you would use all 3 basic, review, and challenge words to complete the word tower using the clues 8 through 12. When you have completed this page, you will simply go back and complete the last part of today's assignments, being number 5. It says click Flippity activity link below. It's a spinner activity. You will click the blue arrow on the far right of the screen to make the spinner turn. This will give you a who, what, when, and where to create a story about. Click back on the Google slide and type 2 to 3 sentences creating your own story using the information given to you on the flippity spinner. Make sure to use all parts to create a fun and interesting story. So what you'll need to do here, it is labeled Day 2, Number 5, Flippity. When it loads, this is what your page will look like. I would like for you to type your name up here in the bar. And once you have done that, then you can click here on the link and it will take you to the spinner. I even have directions added. Use the click here link to go to the flippity spinner. Spin the wheels to find out who your story is about, what is happening in your story, when it is happening, and where it will take place. Once you've completed that, use the information given to create your own short story. So you will simply click right here, click onto the link, and then it gives you your who is in blue, your what is happening is in pink, your when is it happening in yellow, and your where is happening in green. You can select one by one with this arrow down here, or you may select all of them at one time with the big blue button over here. So now I have my who, what, when, and where. If you find it easier to write it down, you could write this down, or you can keep it open. It's completely up to you. So I would take my who, what, when, and where, and then I would go back to the assignment, and then I would type my short story here. My who was about a football player in a skateboarding accident that happened 3 years ago on the top of a tall mountain. That is a very interesting story, so I can only imagine what all you are going to come up with. Once you have filled in your story, remember our instructions did say 2 to 3 sentences, then you are completed for today. And in order to turn that in, you just simply exit off of the Google slide, and then at the very bottom of your page, it will say View Assignment, and then there will be a blue button to the right, and you will be able to turn in your assignment there, and it will show me when you turn it in. And that's it for today. Today is a little busier than yesterday, but I know you've got this. It's wonderful practice for you, and I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow.